Japan has one of the lowest obesity rates on the planet, around 4.5%. Compare that to the United States at 43%, the United Kingdom at 28%, Australia at 32%. And here is the part that should bother you. Japan is not a country of people with fast metabolisms. It is not genetics. It is not luck. It is a collection of behaviors so deeply embedded into daily life that most Japanese people do not even think of them as health habits. They are just how you live. And almost none of them involve the things the rest of the world has spent decades obsessing over. No macro counting, no elimination diets, no 6-day training splits. What Japan figured out, often centuries ago, is something modern nutrition science is only now beginning to catch up to. And the gap between what they do and what the rest of the world does is not small. It is enormous. Here are 10 of those behaviors, and by the time you reach the end, you will understand why almost every Western health trend gets it exactly backward. 1. They eat until they are 80% full. There is a phrase in Okinawa, the Japanese island that produces more centenarians per capita than almost anywhere on Earth, that has no direct translation in English. Hara hachibu. It means eat until you are 8 parts full out of 10, not stuffed. Not satisfied in the way you feel after finishing a large meal at a restaurant. Just not hungry anymore. The distinction sounds small. It is not. Your stomach sends fullness signals to your brain on a delay of roughly 20 minutes. If you eat until you feel full, you have already overeaten by the time that signal arrives. Hara hachibu is a built-in correction for that lag. It is a cultural stop signal installed long before neuroscience explained why it worked. The people of Okinawa have practiced it for centuries, and their average caloric intake is roughly 1,800 to 1,900 calories per day. Not because they are disciplined, because the rule tells them to stop before discipline ever becomes necessary. 2. They walk everywhere. Japan is one of the most transit-dependent societies on Earth. Most people do not commute by car. They walk to the train station. They walk from the train station. They take the stairs inside the station because the escalators are often on the far side of the platform and the stairs are right there. A 2017 study found that the average Japanese commuter walks around 7,000 to 8,000 steps per day just getting to and from work. They are not exercising. They are just moving through a physical environment designed around human-scale distances. Western cities were redesigned around the car in the 20th century. Japanese cities were not. The result is a population that accumulates hours of low-intensity movement every week without ever setting foot in a gym. This is not motivation. It is infrastructure. 3. Their portions are small and their variety is enormous. A traditional Japanese meal does not arrive on one large plate. It arrives in a collection of small dishes. A small bowl of rice, a small bowl of miso soup, a few pieces of fish, a small plate of pickled vegetables, a few pieces of tofu. The total caloric load of this meal is moderate, but the sensory experience is rich. You have tasted many things. Your brain has processed many flavors and textures and temperatures. That variety triggers a broader satiety response than a single large portion of one food ever could. Food scientists call this sensory-specific satiety. When you eat the same food repeatedly in one sitting, your enjoyment of it drops, and you keep eating seeking more stimulation. When you eat many small things, your palate saturates faster and you stop sooner. Japan cracked this problem with traditional meal structure before the term sensory-specific satiety existed. 4. They eat fish instead of red meat as their primary protein. Japan consumes more fish per capita than almost any other country on Earth, around 50 kilograms per person per year. The average American eats around 7 kilograms. Fish is lean. It is high in protein. It is rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which reduce systemic inflammation, improve insulin sensitivity, and support cardiovascular function. Red meat, particularly processed red meat, does the opposite. It is calorie-dense, saturated fat-heavy, and associated in dozens of large studies with elevated markers of metabolic disease. Japan did not choose fish over red meat as a health intervention. Fish was simply abundant and central to their geography and culture. But the metabolic consequences of that cultural default have been profound. Your body's inflammatory baseline is shaped significantly by the type of fat you eat most often. Japan's default kept that baseline low for centuries before anyone had a word for inflammation. 5. They drink green tea constantly. Japan drinks more green tea per capita than virtually any nation on Earth. Green tea contains caffeine, which modestly elevates metabolism and increases fat oxidation during exercise. It also contains a compound called EGCG, epigallocatechin gallate, one of the most studied plant compounds in nutrition science. EGCG has been shown in multiple trials to reduce visceral fat, lower fasting blood glucose, and improve insulin sensitivity. It is not a miracle compound. No single compound is. But the cumulative effect of drinking 3 to 5 cups of green tea every day for decades, which is normal in Japan, is not trivial. And critically, green tea replaces what people in other countries are drinking. It replaces sugar-sweetened beverages. It replaces caloric drinks that add energy to the diet without adding any satiety. Japan drinks green tea the way other countries drink soda. And that substitution alone, over a lifetime, changes the caloric arithmetic significantly. 6. Food presentation is treated as seriously as taste. In Japan, how food looks is not an afterthought. It is part of the meal. Dishes are plated with precision. Portions are arranged. Colors are considered. This is not vanity. It has a measurable effect on eating behavior. When you slow down to appreciate the presentation of a meal, your eating pace drops. When your eating pace drops, you give your brain time to receive the fullness signals your stomach is already sending. You stop sooner. You enjoy more. The ritual of presentation also creates a psychological boundary around the meal. This is the meal. It begins here. It ends there. The absence of that ritual, grabbing food from a package and eating in front of a screen, removes the boundary entirely. The meal has no beginning and no end. You just keep eating until there is nothing left or you get distracted. 7. They eat fermented foods every single day. Miso, natto, tsukemono, which are Japanese pickled vegetables. Soy sauce in its traditionally fermented form. These are not supplements or health foods in Japan. They are ordinary daily staples that appear at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Fermented foods feed and maintain a diverse gut microbiome. And gut microbiome diversity has emerged in the last decade of research as one of the most significant predictors of metabolic health. A diverse microbiome improves nutrient extraction, reduces systemic inflammation, regulates appetite hormones, and affects how efficiently your body stores or burns energy. Japan has been eating fermented foods 3 times a day for centuries. The Western world discovered probiotic supplements in the 1990s. The gap in gut microbiome diversity between traditional Japanese populations and Western populations in current research is significant. 8. They do not eat while doing something else. In Japan, there is a strong cultural norm around eating as a dedicated activity. You sit down, you eat. The meal is the thing you are doing. Eating while walking is considered rude in many Japanese contexts. Eating at your desk is less normalized than in most Western office cultures. Eating in front of a screen is not the default mealtime experience it has become in the West. This matters because of what distraction does to eating behavior. Research consistently shows that people who eat while distracted consume significantly more calories in a single sitting and report lower satiety after the meal than people who eat with full attention. Distracted eating disconnects you from the feedback your body is sending. You miss the early fullness signals. You keep eating because you are not really there. Japan's cultural norm of present eating is not a wellness trend. It is an ancient behavioral default that the rest of the world has quietly abandoned. 9. Their food culture does not glorify excess. In most Western food cultures, large portions are associated with value. Supersized, all-you-can-eat, unlimited, go big. The cultural signal is that more is better, that abundance is the goal. Japanese food culture sends the opposite signal. Restraint is elegant. A small, perfectly prepared dish is more prestigious than a large, carelessly assembled one. A kaiseki meal, the highest form of Japanese cuisine, consists of many very small courses of extraordinary quality. The cultural aspiration is refinement, not volume. This shapes behavior at every level of the food system, from how restaurants plate food to how home cooks approach a meal. to the implicit social signal sent when you eat to excess. Culture sets the default, and when the cultural default is restraint, you do not need willpower to practice it. It is just what eating looks like. 10. They move after they eat. In many Japanese communities, particularly among older populations, a short walk after meals is common. Not a workout, not a run. A gentle 10 to 15-minute walk. This habit has a specific and well-documented metabolic effect. Walking after eating significantly reduces the postprandial blood glucose spike, the sharp rise in blood sugar that follows a meal. That spike drives insulin release. Chronic high insulin drives fat storage, and over time, insulin resistance. Blunting that spike after every meal, 3 times a day, across decades, changes the metabolic trajectory of an entire life. A 2022 study confirmed what Japanese communities had been doing instinctively for generations. A 2 to 5 minute walk after eating measurably reduces blood glucose compared to sitting. You do not need a gym membership. You do not need a fitness tracker. You need to stand up after dinner and move for 10 minutes. None of these 10 things is a diet. None of them has a brand name. None of them requires a subscription or a supplement or a 90-day program. What they require is something harder than any of those things. A different relationship with food entirely. Not food as fuel to be optimized. Not food as comfort to be consumed in front of a screen. Food as a daily practice. Something that happens at a pace, in a quantity, and with an attention that your body was actually designed to handle. Japan did not invent these habits as a health intervention. They emerged over centuries from a culture that never fully separated eating from living. The two things stayed connected. And the body, which has not changed in 300,000 years, responded exactly the way it was always going to respond. It stayed lean. It stayed healthy. It stayed functional into old age at rates the rest of the world is only beginning to study. You do not need to move to Japan. You do not need to eat fish every day, or drink 5 cups of green tea or learn a Japanese phrase. You need to understand what these behaviors have in common. They all slow you down. They all bring you back to the meal. They all treat eating as something worth paying attention to. And that attention, compounded across every meal of every day of every year, is the difference. Not between Japanese people and you. Between the person you are eating like now and the person your body was designed to be.